I've worked in the city for a few years now. My job is in an office building downtown, and it's not a bad job. I'm a web developer for a news company. Mostly, I just make sure the website runs smoothly and that all the articles are posted correctly. Recently, though, I've had to start working the night shift. Normally, there's someone else who does that, but he quit, and now it's my job to fill in until they can hire someone new. I didn't mind too much at first. I thought, how bad could it be, but it turns out, it's a lot worse than I expected. I'm the only one in the building at night, and it's a huge building. There's no one to talk to, and after a while, there's nothing to do but sit in the big empty office, alone. Tonight, I had a small project to work on, just adding a new page to the website. It didn't take long, and after that, I spent about an hour staring at my screen, waiting for something to happen. When I got bored, I stood up to get some coffee. As I walked to the break room, I thought about how I had never really explored the rest of the building. Usually, I just come in, do my work, and leave. But tonight, I was curious. So, I decided to take a walk around. I headed for the stairs and climbed up to the top floor. The lights in the hallway were off, except for one dim light flickering at the end. I walked down the hallway, looking into a few rooms, but there wasn't anything interesting to see, just empty offices and dark conference rooms. After a few minutes, I decided to head back down. As I walked toward the stairs, I heard something. It was a soft, creaking noise, like a door opening slowly. I stopped, trying to figure out where it came from. I knew I was the only one in the building. My heart started to race, and I felt a chill run down my spine. But then, I told myself it was probably just the building settling, or maybe some old pipes. Still, I hurried back down to my floor and started walking back to my desk. But something caught my eye. One of the doors in the hallway was open. I was sure that when I walked past it earlier, it had been closed. I didn't remember opening it, but for some reason, I felt like it had definitely been shut. I walked over to the door and peeked inside. It was another office, a big one, with rows of cubicles like mine. All the lights were off, and the only light was the dim glow from the hallway creeping into the room. I called out, "Hello, is anyone in there?" Of course, no one answered. The room was completely silent, and I felt another shiver of fear. I quickly closed the door and went back to my desk, trying to shake off the feeling that something was wrong. Back at my desk, I drank my coffee and rubbed my eyes, trying to wake up a bit. It was already past 2 a.m. and I still had a few hours left before I could leave. I scrolled through my emails, wasting time, but then I heard it again, the same creaking sound as before. Only this time, it was louder and closer, like it was coming from somewhere on my floor. I stood up, my heart pounding in my chest, and walked over to the door. When I opened it, I looked out into the hallway, and my stomach dropped. Across the hall, one of the doors was open again, the same door I had closed just a few minutes ago. Something was definitely wrong. I felt a knot in my stomach, and my whole body went cold. I decided right then that it was time to leave. I didn't care what was happening, but I wasn't going to stay to find out. I grabbed my stuff and walked quickly down the hallway toward the stairs. But as I reached the stairwell, I heard something else, footsteps, soft but steady, coming from behind me. I froze and turned around slowly. Standing at the end of the hallway was a woman. Her long, black hair was a tangled mess, and her clothes were wrinkled and dirty. But what scared me the most were her eyes. They were wide open, staring right at me, like she was completely unhinged. I didn't wait to see what she would do. I bolted down the stairs as fast as I could, running all the way to the bottom floor. I could hear her footsteps behind me for a few seconds, but then they stopped. I didn't dare look back. I just ran until I was outside in the cool night air. Once I was out, I called the police. They came and searched the building, but they didn't find anyone. No doors were broken, and there were no signs of anyone else in the building. It was like she had just vanished. In the following weeks, I kept working the night shift, but the company hired a security guard to stay overnight. Still, every night, I found myself constantly looking over my shoulder, afraid that the woman might come back. No one ever found out how she got into the building or what she wanted. And even though it's been weeks, I can't shake the feeling that she's still out there, waiting to come back. Every time I hear the floor creak or a door open, my heart skips a beat, and I turn around, half expecting to see her standing there again, staring at me with those wide, wild eyes.